So thank you so much for doing this, for sharing your experience with anybody who is maybe considering joining KubeCraft and for us in the community as well. So since you joined, you've achieved a few things, but one of them is landing your current senior role. So I thought we could talk about that. So tell us who you are and what do you do?
So my name is Eric Nyatenya, and I am a DevOps and cloud engineering slash AI enthusiast. Nowadays, we have to add AI into it because everything is rolled up into it. So what I do today in my role, I work as a DevOps engineer, and in that role, I'm tasked with either working on tickets that are coming from SOC requirement, PCI, as well as the modernization and continuous automation of the processes that we have to ensure the applications we are supporting are up and running.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Can't get more DevOps than that, right? Awesome. So what was your situation like before you joined the community?
Yeah, so before KubeCraft, I was working with IBM in different capacities. Again, still in tech, but working with applications, working with client-facing roles where I'm supporting applications, either managing projects to deliver same applications or working as a functional consultant, kind of understanding their business needs, the gaps they have, and then how our software is going to help them. So in the background, I had a lot of interaction with folks in the roles of developers, also SRE folks that when systems were down, they'd be the first people we're talking to. And, because I was kind of the conduit between our side of the house and then the client. So that gave me a lot of experience on what's happening on both ends. And then what happened is there was a layoff that happened. With layoffs, you can't really prevent them. So when that happened in January of this year, I was left without a gig. So I was like, okay, I've been dabbing my hands in DevOps for quite a while. I was doing something here, something there kind of thing. And ultimately, my realization was looking at the job market. I was like, okay, they're looking for folks that have a lot of expertise in especially Kubernetes and stuff like that. So in the process of searching, I somehow came across your platform. I think I watched a video of yours on YouTube, and I was like, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. So that led me to going into the free version of KubeCraft. And then I was like, okay, I want to know more. I'm more interested. And then I got onto the paid side of it.
And when you joined, what did you what made you finally decide, and what did you hope to get out of it?
So the decision to finally join it was when you mentioned the homelab. And I think I was coming from watching a homelab because in a lot of my hands-on exposure up to that point was just get a free AWS account, either go through some tutorial and then implement something via, from AWS point of view, something virtual, and then it's done and you're worried about cost and stuff like that. And then there's limitations too with free tier and that kind of thing. So what got me going after making that decision, what I really liked about it was the idea that I could actually get my own lab, that I can set things, break it down, and just keep building and adding on to it. So that was the selling point for me right there.
Awesome. And yeah, well, one thing led to another. And I know the story, but maybe you want to tell what happened when you built that home lab.
So what happened when I built the home lab, a few things transpired. One was I started getting more hands-on experience, getting more comfortable with looking at YAML file. Prior to that, everything was just, it looked really kind of scary. Like, what is this file and, all these manifests and all that. So
Yeah.
I started getting more confident just following your instructions, your tutorials. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm gaining confidence in this. And then uh, with that, I was able to start targeting jobs, because one thing with a lot of the cloud jobs is majority of them are not going to ask for someone who's junior and that kind of thing. So they kind of, if you look at the requirement, it's like at least 5, 6, 7, 8 years of experience. So what that translated, the hands-on, practical experience I was gaining from KubeCraft was translating to years worth of experience on the other side. So that got me to a point where I was comfortable enough to explain how I could get an application, containerize it, get it through Docker, and then eventually into Kubernetes. And I was able to sit through interviews. As I could see, also I was getting better and better at communicating those same skills.
Awesome. Awesome. So would you say that KubeCraft helped you get that result?
Absolutely. KubeCraft helped me get that result. I was able to, besides being in tech, but KubeCraft actually got me where I needed to be, pushed me to the edge where I say, okay, I'm able to now articulate what is happening in some of these situations. And I took notes, followed some of your teachings that says, take notes, good notes. I took notes on Kubernetes, especially around the time I'm interviewing. I was going through those notes back and forth, and having sessions where I was actually talking to myself and then analyzing how it sounded and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's awesome. And so then you built your home lab, you started applying, and what happened then?
So built my home lab, started applying, and in one of my interviews, the fact that I had a home lab was actually a selling point. And one of the guys that interviewed me was thrilled that, oh, you have a home lab. That's pretty neat. And what I discovered too after getting hired was like, okay, no one knows everything.
Right? Yeah.
No one knows everything, and it takes a while to be given the keys to the kingdom as well, especially in a place where they have a history, they've been around for a while, and things are changing. So, it takes a while to get up to a point where you're like, okay, now I can run this on my own. Not because you don't know what you're doing necessarily, but it's just because there's so many stuff that's rigged. But yeah, so.
Awesome. That's amazing, man. So the fact that you because this is what I teach, right? This is what I did myself, and like building this stuff at home, it turns the interview into a completely different thing. It's like, oh, you have a home lab. Well, let's talk a little bit about that,
Yeah.
right? And then they start asking you questions about that, and because, as you said, I try to teach not just the technical details, but also the underlying thoughts behind it, right? And how to debug things and how to fix things on your own. So it's nice to hear that confidence in you coming out as well then because of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'd like to add that one of the things that having a home lab, and I'm not, it's one of those things like a work of art. It's never done in the sense,
Yeah. Yeah.
when you peel a layer, you get to a certain point, kind of make a milestone, and you're like, oh, wow, I just, got this brilliant idea. So now I'm at a point, I'm about to start my next experiment with the home lab. So AI coming into the picture. Now I want to host my own agents. I want to use N8N but self-hosted. They have Docker. Docker images available. So I'm going to grab that and then apply stuff I learned from KubeCraft and get it into Kubernetes, and I'll set up a dedicated machine for it and run a few. I have a few ideas on what I want to do with this. So
yeah. Yeah, there's actually quite a few posts about AI in the past few weeks actually. So how would you say do you feel in the right place for doing that at KubeCraft as well, like doing it together?
absolutely. So
Uh,
I think everything is still going to be Kubernetes for the most part. Even the place I'm at now, I learned. It's funny that Kubernetes is what got me hired. However, the organization as a whole is still marching towards getting all the applications into Kubernetes.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
at the same time, AI is coming into place, and AI, from what I'm seeing, what I've seen, is playing well with Kubernetes. No one is talking about AI with, like directly on
VMs.
servers per se. It's
Yeah.
mostly with Kubernetes that people are getting AI to play.
Awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to your journey with the AI Home Lab. I'm on that journey myself, so I'm super happy we can do it together with you, me, and the community. So yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing those experiences with
Yes.
us. And just one last question. So if someone is watching this and maybe they're considering joining, but they're still on the fence, what would you say to that person?
I'll say once they join and they commit to just go through the training and apply yourself, you'll notice the change. It's a win-win situation for me, I think. One, you have some of the best teachers. You have, in this case, Misha yourself, you went from not being in IT, from a different background, came into IT in a matter of a few years. You see how it's going for you. And for those of us, even though we've been in tech a little while, but coming into this and putting our hands on it, I mean, it's a big difference. I would encourage them to go for it. And also, the community is full of people who are at different levels of tech, so you could find it's a good network to get with folks, share ideas. We might even get together on a project. I'm thinking of doing that. I'll run a few proofs of concept, and then once I find a niche, then I'll invite more folks to join on some of the things I'm trying to do on AI over here.
Oh, 100%. I'm 100% sure there are plenty of people who would love to jump on that with you. Okay, well, thank you so much, Eric, for sharing that with us. All the best of luck in your new job.
Thank you.
See you around.
Thank you so much, Misha, for the chance.
Thank you, Eric.
Have a good one.